Okay, today we're going to finish talking about APIs. Let me run this. The first one we're going to look at, or the last one, one of the last ones we're going to look at is the basic Google map. So we're going to look at the source code first, Google Map.js. So there's a function declared, function init, which we do not call, but we do have this function load script, which will create a script element, and the source is actually going to come from Google, from their Google's API, and we have this last option here in that, and callback equals init, which means once this script loads, it's going to call the function in our page that's called init, which is this function up here. And then so when the page is finished loading, it's going to, first thing it's going to do is call this function load script here, which will create the script element, append it to the body, and it's going to call Google APIs for the Google Maps. And then once that loads up, it's going to call our initialize script with these map options. And then once that's done, it'll show up on the page. So let's take a look what that looks like. Reload that. Okay. Here we see it loaded up and it's somewhere in LA. That is because I gave it these coordinates. We told it to center a new Google map at this latitude and longitude at 34 and 34 east and 118 looks like south. If we type latitude, longitude, Los Angeles. Oh, that's right. That's north and east to west. So 34 north, 118 west. So if we type anything else, okay, Sydney, Australia. So I'll duplicate that line. It's Australia. So this one is south. So we have to remember this one will be the negative, and this is east, so that will stay positive. And when we reload the page, we're now in Sydney. And so that is a quick example of Google Maps API. But let's take a look at what they have today. So if we look for Google Maps API, these are the links that come up. So we go straight to Google Maps JavaScript API and see what it looks like today. So customize the maps with your own content and imagery, get a key, view plans, there's guides, here's demos and sample code. And so we have this initiate map, basic map, create a map, and specify the DOM element for display. For our map, we new Google Maps, document get element by ID map. We have the styled maps, like this. This one has some looks like some style added via CSS type selectors. A satellite map. There we go. Set map type ID to Google Maps satellite in order to activate the satellite imagery. And here it is. This one is for directions. So they define two places, Chicago and Indianapolis. Let me scroll into there. Zoom into there. There we go. Chicago, Indianapolis. Then we're centering on to Chicago, which has these coordinates. we request a destination with our origin being Chicago and travel mode driving. If you click on samples, you can get some basic sample code. Let's take a look. So that's Google's recommended sample code for JavaScript. Let's take a look at the HTML as well. And here you see, click to insert your credentials. Now if we look back at our source code, we do not have any credentials. We have sensor equals false. Let's take a look at their map and see if it runs without any credentials. Let's see. What did they call back? Callback init map. We will replace this with Google's code. Oh. Uncomment this. We just add it. Change this one to init map. Then let's see if we're allowed to run it. It's not running. Okay, we could run over here. And it did run without the API key. So this API key allows you to do a little more things with the Google Maps than the basic unauthenticated way we're using it. You can probably do thousands of more requests. Like if you have a very busy website. Oh, here we go. Click do plans. So here we go. Standard. You get free 2,500 requests per day. Then 50 cents for every 1,000 requests, up to 100,000 daily. Now, if you had more than that, then Google offers, of course, a premium plan. And so that's consuming the Google Maps API via JavaScript. Now, there's a lot of other different APIs out there. Blizzard has their Battle.net API if you play any of their games. Getting started is free and easy. You'd create a Masher account and fill out this information, and then that'll give you access to use their keys. Let's see. This probably won't work without. Yeah, this won't work because we didn't activate any key yet, but they give you the URL to make your requests with. So see here, it says, last part says API key, which we did not sign up for, but you can sign up for at this website. Now, another thing you can do with APIs, this website here, see if I can zoom in on that website. Json Placeholder.typicode.com. So if you need to experiment with your code, how it consumes JSON, this is a good website that just gives you fake online REST API for testing and prototyping. So their basic example looks like this. Let me copy that. We need a page with JavaScript with jQuery. This is a jQuery call. So let me just type jQuery CDN in here. CDN. this one. And inside our basic Google map, we'll just use it there. So at the end, I will just add this script tag above our code. And then the Google Map code. I'll just minimize these for now. Oops. And we'll copy this code here. Type this out. Json fake API. So okay. And basic Google Map. I should press F12. Oh, we got sensor not required. Look at our load script. It's saying this is no longer required. So let's get rid of that. Let's see. Okay, perfect. Zoom in there. So since the book was written, Google's Maps API has, of course, been updated probably a few times. So that little part that says sensor equals false is no longer required. And here we see our an object with user ID 1 title. So this comes from the fake JSON API. So from this website, if I click run, that's going to give the same thing that we saw in the console, and you can get fake posts, and this is the JSON of fake posts. If you want to get the first one, and then of course you can type here. So let me just reload this page. So this was post 1. So I put post 90. You'll give back the post with ID 90, and like they said, they gave 100. So 100 would be the last one, and if I type 101, it would be empty. So that's one good way to test an API. This API here. Okay. Back here. Oops. There's photos that says 5,000 photo items. So album ID 1, title, the URL for it, and the thumbnail URL, and of course you can 25, and you'll just get the one with ID 2525, and this JSON is ready for you to consume into your application. And of course, there's a number of APIs out there. So Google Maps is probably the most popular and well-known API. Vimeo API. I'm going to show you their website. So this is Vimeo's website. If you wanted to develop your own application that works with Vimeo, you'd of course register your application. You have to create a login with them, but you can still see. Oh, let's go to their website. You can still see their API information. Let's see. There we go. Full documentation on the API. So they recommend the first step, you get your API key, then they'll give you a token, and then you can make calls to the Vimeo API. So here goes how to make an API request. They'll tell you this is the form API https api.vimeo.com / and then some endpoint, and they'll tell you what those look like. And it returns all the information in JSON. Now, if you're interested in mailing lists, let's see, Mailgun API. Okay. Curl, Ruby, Python, PHP. Oh. Well, let me pick curl. So, load this page up. So this, you probably heard like a Constant Contact or MailChimp. Mailgun's another one of those type of companies where they let you do mass mailings, and they have a rather nice API, but you do have to authenticate with them, register. But this is the base URL for their API. Click that, we might see authentication required. Okay. V3 from not found. So they provide rather robust documentation on how to use their API. They don't specifically have one for JavaScript, but using curl is like using AJAX requests to their website, and you can get the information that way. So let's create something here. Oops. So we're going to look at the Battle.net API here. Let's take a look at the docs. I do have a key, which is this one. Let's take a look what we can do. Put my key there, and let's see if it lets me get any results with my key. Yep, looks like it's okay. Yep. This script here and go back here. All right. So what is that? And paste that there. Then I'm going to add div ID equals wow item. I should probably click a button. Click. Well, let's take a look how that looks. Go to the page. It's all the way at the bottom. Let me just put this up here so it's visible. So there's a button here. Press B. Debugging console, so you can see if any errors occur. So once I press it, we should see some data appear in this area here. And we do. So we get all this data back. So we get an ID, a description, a name. So let's build that out. Var data equals and then I'm just for debugging console.log data dot, let's see, description seems to be a good one. Let's see if that works right away, or if we need to parse it as JSON. Oh yeah, this one is coming from this script, which we will comment out for now. Okay, so we're working with pretty much a clean console. Let's hit press me. This comes back, but it says it's undefined. I do like this bit of code here. And we consume that. So we'll get this URL. URL equals this URL, and then we're going to log the data. So let's take a look at that. We should see all this show up here. And we do. Nice. Dot description. Yep, there we go. We did get the description. It's hard to see. Let's see. There we go. That is the description. Go back to here. So I could have done this. Description. So I'm going to reload this page. Now press this one. Description. And that's the name we get. So here we can work with the data that came back. Now let's say, let's create some elements here. You know what? We can get rid of the map. For now, I'm going to go to map.js and let's just take a look. We should have a pretty empty page that's ready to fill out. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Right, now we're going to create elements. Div. Oh, I actually have this file item. We'll just reuse that. Okay. Okay, we'll do paragraph ID equals description. And here we'll do document get element by ID. ID is description dot HTML equals data dot description. I will hit save and what happened? Oh, that's weird. There, that showed up here. Took 2 button presses for some reason. Let's reload the page and see what you can see. Reloaded. Oh, there it is. I'm going to do this, var element item equals document.get element by ID. What did I call that? Wow, item. Zero to data dot I is the data dot length I plus plus log data I, and so this we should get a list of fields here. Let's take a look. Nothing. Like this piece of code here. Oh yes, okay, got it. This is actually not an array. Okay. Log item. Here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So that outputted all the item names from data. Here in var item, so we're gonna append those. So now item dot append child. We should create an item. So element key equal document dot create element. I'll just create another p tag. L p dot inner HTML equals item, and then I'll just append it there. Let's see. Let's comment out any console logs we have. save to that. And run this. So when I press this, we should see the description and then a bunch of paragraphs with each of those names. There we go. And it does come back with a lot of information. Let me see. See if that works. And that's not going to work. This is actually supposed to be data item. Alright. And let me press me. And there we go. Oh, weapon info is another object. So what did happen? So we got the information back from the API. First thing we did was we created an element. We got the element description, and we just did data.description and just popped it in there, which is this first one. But then we decided we want to loop through all the data that came back. So for each of the items in that data, we're going to create a new element paragraph, and that the inner HTML of that paragraph will be the item, which will be the these here ID, description, so all the keys. Plus we added some text, semicolon, space, and then the data and item. So this is actually the index for this one. It's not an array where you can use 0, 1 and such. It's an associative array where it's looking for this key, whatever this name is. So data, and this would be like ID would give us back the ID number, and then data description would give us back this one. Basically like this. Like if I rewrote this one as description, that's what it's doing. It's looking for this named key for the array. So we looped through it, and every time we had one, we appended it back to the item list, and there it pops that up. So now how do we get like different items? Let me go here and change that number to something else. A lot of things going on here. How to find an item. Let's see if we can click that. Okay. I'm just going to take this item here and change our number here. Actually, not do that. Just duplicate the line. Okay. So this new item should be whatever this is, or Syndrome Charger. Syndrome Charger, and I'll close that page and let's take a look. Teaches you how to, that's the description, and there's the name Syndrome Charger. Now we can get a little bit fancier. Let's see, button click. Let's add a text box here. Type equals text. ID equals item ID. Okay, so now button click, press me. So we want to get that ID from that box. So item ID equals value, and then in the URL plus item ID plus, okay. Actually, here. Placeholder equals. So now we load the page. There's a number there. I'm just going to press this one. Let's see, did anything come back? Yep, something came back. I'm just typing a random number. It loaded up onto here. Its name is this. So that's consuming an API. So this one is we're consuming the Blizzard API and just getting some information from it. And so I hope this helped you in understanding how to use public APIs. So there's Json Placeholder for testing fake JSON APIs. But if you do create an account at a place like Battle.net, you can use their API or Vimeo, or if you wanted to, you can get your own Google Maps key and do even more things with Google Maps.